Oh man,
You guys,
I did
you guys,
three scalps in the last 2 days, man, and I'm knock on wood, they came out very well, all three
you
of them.
you guys are good at this. Then I see it. Mark it in.
My first scalp, I sold the previous local top, and I rebought right at 105,200, and then I got to ride that all the way up to the top again, and I sold that top very close to the top, and then I bought back in again, and now I got a big bag of Doge.
What's my dog doing? Oh, she's downstairs. Okay, in the meantime, Bitcoin finding support at the 15-minute 200 EMA, while the ETH is kind of turning it more into resistance. Interesting. But these are small time frame stuff. On the hourly, they're both above it still. Okay, in the meantime, Bitcoin
Support
didn't
at
even go
the
down there,
15-minute
which is at
200 EMA, while the ETH
104
is kind of turning it more into
300,
resistance.
because that would have been 5% drop.
Interesting.
But
So I don't think
now,
time frame stuff. Yeah, I don't think the Bulls had enough juice to really like. They got they broke everything, but they didn't have juice for momentum. But they had enough juice to defend 101. I think that's the whole point. Is if you can defend 105, the key point for the Bears is to get below 101. Of course, like once they get below 101, they could really go in heavy. I think. But
Hello.
I
There we
think
are.
right now there's going to be that line 105 is the line in the sand, and the Bulls are going to do a good job defending everything above 105. And you
Yeah.
might have one last chance to defend over 101. But I think they're going to be able to keep everything above 105,000. But
Hello.
There's one line. It's 104.9. I've been watching one. No, 104.7. Sorry,
yeah,
104.7.
around there. That's actually better. Yeah, just a little bit below, but around there.
that would be 5% drop.
That's also the first all-time high we made after breaking 100K. And I was watching the Bitcoin price action on Sunday when we like ran all the way I think to like 107. When we were coming down, it looked like the market maker was trying to make 104 hold, but then they eventually lost it. And then this time they did it again, but this time they held. And that's when we popped off. We haven't seen like I entered it long right around there. I'm still in that long.
Let's go.
Bobby, I need to listen to Joe and maybe consider TPing and wrecking this swing by doing that. But
No, listen to yourself, man. Don't listen to me.
well, it would be pretty sad to round trip this again.
Wait, you're in a long right now?
Yeah, from 76.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, right now is not the time to let it go. I'm not telling you to take profit on that now. And if you are,
So
I would
I
do it.
didn't
I
put
would
a
do it
TP
at
on it. you know.
Bro.
yeah. I would do
Put
it.
a
I would
stop.
do it. Non-financial advice. I would do it maybe at 101 as a
I'm
safety
short
net.
now.
Around there.
I was
But
gonna say put a
anything above,
stop at 104 and walk away.
yeah, like between 101 104. But stay in it, man. If I think the Bulls are still here, man. You can see it in the charts. They haven't stepped away. They're defending these levels. So maybe just stick through for a little bit and set your levels at 104 or 101, somewhere around there. I would do 101 and just set and forget. And if it goes below 101, take profit. Bang bang.
The thing is, I know it's time to let go
I want
this
to see
one, but
here. I want to see here.
I'm
I take profit. I want to be
gonna
there.
end up in a breakout long from this level anyway if I do that.
Don't let go. I'm in a long on weeks from 74, and I'm still holding on to that one.
It'll happen tonight.
Yeah, but it's gonna be time to let go. We're in
Yeah.
May, June.
Probably around 120, between 120 and 130, I think, is a good time to let go. I still think Bitcoin could get to 137.
Yeah, but that's more for spot, no? Like, I'll have plenty of stuff to let go at those levels too.
Yeah, that's true for spot because you have more room. But the thing is, as soon as I swing out of my position, I'm going to say I don't think Bitcoin could get to 137. And I think Bitcoin could get to 97 and a half. And that's just how I play the game because I got to pivot, you know? But right now I'm pivoted in. I'm bullish. Doesn't mean I might be bearish tomorrow, but so far I'm going to stay in this position.
Honestly, I think you guys are not bearish enough. This is a double top at all-time highs. That's why people
No,
are shorting
it's
it.
not a technical. No, it's not a technical double top. We broke all time high on Binance,
Well, no,
USDT
but
pair. We broke.
if you look on the daily and you draw a box at the previous double top, it's a triple top, sorry, and you know your square is between 106 and the highest wick was 109. So the definition is if no candle body closes above 109, then your double top is still valid, while triple top scenario is still valid. So you just, you know, invalidation is a daily candle that would close above 109. Above the square you would draw with the double top we already had, so turning this into a triple top. And triple top is pretty solid structure. It could.
If you put it on the
I
long
agree.
enough time frame, it's a double top.
The thing is, I agree with what you're saying on the technicals, but there are traders that will look at the wicks and zoom in and say, "Hey, man, did we make a higher high here?" So if you zoom in on Binance USDT pair, the high of January 20th, 2025 was around 100. Let me get closer. I'm going to zoom in really, really tight here. It was around 109,589, and we got to reach 109,849. So that's a significant difference. We made a higher high technically with a wick, but yes, the body did not make a higher high. Actually, no, we got a
Well,
higher high so far on the daily. But if we close anywhere above um, 106,000, we got a higher high. Yeah, around a little bit above.
yeah, it's gonna be the highest candle body close. But that still doesn't invalidate the original double top. So the original double top, your square would be on. So I'm
Mm.
looking at
See, that's
Binance
where I
US.
disagree. The double top got invalidated.
No,
I,
no,
I
no,
mean,
no. The double top was so the first top is in December, right? You have your rejection candle on the daily, which is a very ugly green candle, right? And if you draw a square with the body of that candle and the wick, then okay, then your top is at 108,300. So by that definition, in January, we never closed a candle above 108.3. We just had a
okay.
wick to 109. It came back inside the square, and it couldn't even close above 106. But more importantly, it never closed above 108. And so that gave you a double bottom that reversed it, started a corrective move that lasted 2 months or 3 months, and then now we're back at
Okay,
the
okay.
same area.
I know, I agree. I agree. But look,
And that
but check this out. I'm
that
gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask you to do something. Go on your daily and click the chart. I mean, instead of bars, put on line, and just tell me what you see if you put on line instead of bars on the daily.
then it's looking like, well, the daily has not closed yet, but it's looking like we're gonna do a higher high. Yeah,
Yep.
like the
So if we
average.
close,
Yeah, well, no, but yeah, of course, the average price of today is much higher than the last double tops because we've been sitting around 110 the whole day. Well, last time it was a harsh rejection. It was just a quick trade, up and short, and reverse it immediately down and aggressive. Right? Whereas here we've seen some aggressiveness, but it was a slow top. People had time to exit up there. Huh? We spent like 2 hours, 3 hours above 109. I mean, I don't remember exactly, but we spent at least an hour above 109. Like it gave time to people to exit or to enter.
I don't know, an hour, but close to somewhere around there. The people had
No,
time.
that and also it was like news hit at the like that. I don't think anyone expected that bad bond auction. That's like when the S&P started crashing, all the stocks started crashing, and then even while they were crashing, Bitcoin was still trying to hold up there, and then it finally gave away like 30 minutes, 20 minutes later after
I
it couldn't
really
hold
wouldn't
anymore.
trust that news because it's a desperate move from people who are getting wrecked on their shorts. That's what that news is.
Well, no, it was just a bad like
Bonds.
the bond auction
What's
was
the link
bad.
between bonds? Oh, it's because people borrow money to buy Bitcoin through bonds, or what? What's the link anyway?
But I don't know if there's a link just to Bitcoin, but yeah, it definitely
Something
shook the
is up
stock.
today because I haven't seen crypto go up while the stock market is going down in a while. And in the end, SPY closed red while Bitcoin is, well, slightly green. We're up 1% while the stock market is down more like 2%, right? That's something that's pretty rare. Like typically when the stock market goes down, Bitcoin also goes down. Not today. So that news failed on Bitcoin. It worked on the stock market, but not on Bitcoin. Maybe it achieved a full retrace of that move to 110, yeah, but
I just think Bitcoin wasn't done yet when we got to that all-time high, especially because all these perpetuals, it didn't make a new all-time high. And like I'm sitting on a short and I just put my my stop loss right above all-time high. I feel like that just they purposely just left that. Come get me. They're coming to get
there's
me.
there's a big order defending shorts at 110, and it's been there for a while. Yeah. So your stop loss is defended.
Yeah, until it's not though, and they're gonna get me. But I mean,
Yeah, well,
it's a small amount. It's a small amount, and I got in right
just
around
a matter.
107, 108.
It's just a matter of
You're
time.
coming. You're
If we don't
coming.
get you this cycle, worst case, it'll be in 4 years. I'm just joking.
But yeah, like as soon as that stock market came down, Bitcoin came down, but it's pumping, pumping back up.
One
So the
hundred
rea-
thirty.
in the end, for me, what happened today is we took out all the orders until the last one at 110. So in the order book, Bitcoin bulls, bought it. They cleared out all the resistances we had, small resistances in the book. There was nothing major. And yeah, after that, people started pressing sell. Well, resumed pressing sell like they've been doing in the last 7 weeks, while price is still going up. And that also failed to put a low.
Do you think because maybe the sell pressure did come from the stock market like crashing really hard, it's coming back up because it whatever the market maker's intention was or whoever like the intention was to just actually push even harder and higher.
Yeah.
And there was just sort of like an algo slash panic sell from, oh my God, like the stock market's crashing. And that's what caused that, like supposedly quickly rejected from all time high.
Besides looking at dominance, because sometimes dominance, you have the scenario of the stable coins. What we should be looking at is the other charts and seeing which cryptos are making higher highs right now while Bitcoin can't make higher highs. So some of these alts are very close to making a higher high right now. Let's see which ones are first because they might lead the pack.
Yeah,
The
let me
line
know.
chart averages too much price. Oh.
Like Doge, it's only like 0.4%, not even point, maybe 3% to make a higher high here on this local formation.
Yeah. You're supposed to sell.
with
This is
with
new support.
off, and it had a pretty nice pump back up and then pull back a little bit more. Every other chart looks about the same as Bitcoin, except WIF. WIF has the only chart that, at least the ones that I'm looking at. Pepe looks the
Forget the
same.
Forget the 7 weeks in a row thingy. On the daily, on the Helkineshi, we barely did any red candles in May. Well, since 8th of April, 9th of April, there's barely been a red candle on Bitcoin. So that's why I was saying this is a bit the same uptrend. There's no, it's a bit the same up move. I'm not sure you can separate this into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. It seems a bit like it's the same uptrend continuing since it started at well 78. Yeah. Like there's barely any red candles on Helkineshi daily Bitcoin.
I just need $500 here. I don't need another test. So I'm actually going to close it early right now, or I'm going to just completely flip it right now.
It seems too bullish to be true, right? Basically, if Bitcoin just goes sideways, it's already a good repositioning for another leg up.
Let's lose 10 grand on this. Oh man, I wish I could.
Maybe we really do have like Air Chump filling in some market making orders because he knows some bullish news that's coming. Yeah, I've
they're
never seen
absorbing
Bitcoin
sales.
I've never seen
some-
Bitcoin front run the stock market this much. Like that was a pretty heavy knife on stock market, and it just brushed it off.
Whales are absorbing sales the same way they did at 90K back in December, January. But they're doing it on the way up this time, not on the way down. Like, literally, go ahead. You can dump 1,000 Bitcoin. That thing can take it right now. It just took 2,000 and, well, got 3% down. You have like 1% price impact, that's all. There's a golden crossing coming on the daily. I mean, it's going to be hard to avoid this one. Now, the death cross, on the daily between the 200 and the 50 MAs, the death cross happened exactly when Bitcoin bottomed. So hopefully nobody traded that because you would have shorted 70.
That was a short squeeze.
You would have shorted 1 day before Bitcoin bottoms. Actually, it gave you a... Yeah, the death cross happened on the 6th of April. Bitcoin bottomed on the 7th and the 9th, right? And now it's going to be close to impossible to avoid the golden cross, which I wonder, if the death cross was a bottoming signal, can't the golden cross be a topping signal? Well, we didn't have the golden cross yet, but it's coming, and it's coming aggressively, that 50 MA.
We've seen many times the death cross to be a bottoming signal. It's actually been a good entry to get in at death crosses.
Yeah, on the daily, yeah. Well, last time it worked, right? Because you had the death cross around 60K, and Bitcoin went to like 50K and a bit below even. And then you got the golden cross only when we reclaimed 70K, somewhere there, in October of last year.
I didn't stick to my own guts.
Well, forward 6 months.
Now we're gonna have to hold this for a while.
Cross, and it seems like
We might have to hold this.
Maybe in the...
Yeah, we might be 10 grand down. That's what I was gonna say. So, probably better to cut my loss here. But I'm here to lose money. I'm here to try to lose money. Let's go. I literally am here to lose money.
Oh, yeah, that's cool though. A golden cross at resistance.
And find some value.
What market opens next? I don't know.
But yes, I'm paper trading.
when does the market open?
Asia.
That's still like 4 hours from now, no?
Yeah, 3:30 my time. So yeah, 3 hour, a bit less.
Oh,
Oh, dude, we're at the top B tops, tippity top tops, tippity top tops. All right, I fucked this one up. I mean, not yet, but I should walk away.
But these good death cross, golden crosses, it's a bit confirmation to stay in your trade or not, right? Like if you cut along and you see a golden cross incoming, well, you might be like, okay. I wonder where's BG. What's up with BG? I haven't seen her or heard her in a while. She knows this stuff very well about angles of EMAs and all. But this 50 EMA is coming pretty aggressively up to the upside, like it wants to attack the 200 with some serious angle.
I don't have the chart pulled up, but can you pull up a 365-day moving average on a daily?
Instead of a 200? Yeah, sure.
Uh-huh. And tell me, is it tilted up or is it tilted down?
Well, it's gonna be up to 200. No, it's gonna be up. You know, the 200 never tilted down on the daily.
That's interesting. So then the 365 the same,
Even
right?
D-Block 200 days is almost it's more than half a year, right? Even when
Wait,
Bitcoin
it's not
spent a
D-block
whole
then.
year,
Definitely.
even last year when Bitcoin spent the whole year going downward sideways, the 200 MA didn't tilt down. It just went sideways a bit towards the end. I guess it was a little bit tilted down. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it did tilt down a little bit, but more like horizontal than down.
To the
So no,
listeners out there, this is not D-block. This is Drew.
Drew, sorry. Yeah, sorry. My bad.
You're good.
Drew. So the 360. Wait, you said how many? I'll check it out though.
365, 365. Are we above it? You got to be above it, right?
Oh, that's a nice MA. Last time we touched it, it was at 48K.
Uh-huh.
Then you retouch it at 52K, and lately we wicked below it. So if Bitcoin was able to hold 76, you would have never went below it. No, we didn't close any body on the daily below it. Wow, that's a
Yeah.
nice MA.
Yeah, it just makes sense. It's a whole year, and that's the average of the whole year, right?
Yeah. So we just wicked below it when it went down to 70. Well, I'll just screenshot it in TH chat. Right now, that 360 360 MA on the daily is at 80K. It's at 80,000 because it's the average price of Bitcoin of the last year, and last year we went down to 50K, and also it's normal. Yeah, it's at 80K. You want to buy 80K? Oh boy. That's a nice price.
I mean, I'm just thinking, as long as Bitcoin stays above that, I think it's structurally sound.
Well, you have a lot of room.
Yeah, there's a lot of room there to play. But right now, I still think we gotta attack a little bit higher, because we made a higher high, and the bulls are not gonna pass up this opportunity now. I thought they lost steam. That's why I kind of scalped my positions earlier. But right now, it's like just be this close to make a higher high on the microscopic, just on the wick. And like you said, we didn't close. We're gonna have a daily close pretty soon, and I think the bulls are going to push this to have this daily close up a little higher.
I'll put it in the chat.
Not too much time though. Time is ticking.
Drew's 365 MA. It gave you the 48k dead cat bounced up. Like when the 360 turns into resistance, that's not a joke. That's no joke. You gotta take it seriously.
Yeah, I'm sure some big traders use that.
And the 20k top, 25k initial top on Bitcoin after 15k. That one also was about reclaiming that 365 MA. We never traded below since that Elon manipulation where he tweeted. Elon bot there, we know. You know, the guy tweeted on Twitter, "Do you trust banks? Do you trust crypto?" Obviously, everybody who follows Elon stopped panicking that day and just bought. Of course, he tweeted after the bottom was in, but gave it a nice recovery, I guess. First he buys, then he tweets. But that thing worked because it went straight for a new high. Like nothing could stop it before it put a new high at 30k. Or maybe something similar happened here, right? Where as soon as Bitcoin hold good support on the 360 MA, well, there's really not much that can stop it before it makes a new high. A real new high. Closing candles above the previous one-time high, you know. But that's happened already. We're there. It took Bitcoin 11 weeks to find its bottom at 74 after Trump came to power. And now it took it only 7 weeks to reach back up that same level. So we're pumping quicker than we're dumping. Yeah, price is easier to pump than to dump. Like you needed to sell more Bitcoin to make it go down there for a longer period of time than you needed to buy to bring it back to the level. What does that hint you to? I think the answer is distribution, right? It's easy to pump, it's much harder to dump. You can exit more than you can enter.
Sorry, Zeus, I did not hear anything you said because I was on a phone call.
No problem, me too. It's a bit, I'm not sure myself. Well, you know, these accumulation and distribution phases, they do a great job at hiding what's really happening.
Well, that's, yeah, they have to, right?
Yeah, yeah. But what I notice is Bitcoin is easier to pump than it is to dump. Like you need more cells to dump it than you need buys to pump it. And that's been true on the way down. Like it's been true for a while. It's been true for a while. Yeah. I guess that whole year of accumulation really changed the behavior of the whole next year to come. You know, 2024, where we just accumulated for a whole year, where it was the opposite. Bitcoin was harder to pump than to dump. How's your Doge doing? Are we marketing? 23 cents.
It's holding up very well, and I'm liking the amount I have. But I gotta go run outside because it is pouring rain and my gutters are flooded for some reason. I gotta go see what's flooding my gutters. I'll be back. Look at this here. Let's go listen to this. It's pouring out here. Oh my god! Look at that. It's a hurricane out here. I'll be back. Oh my god!
Go, go. We're gonna hit the Doge behind you.
Minus 2,000. Currently on the wrong side of a log. Oh. 15. Hundo. I think we'll be able to get out of this clean, but that could be. What's volume? Wait, why do I not have volume up? The volume actually works, but I like that one better. Wait, read them. Bitcoin price hits a new all-time high. Bitcoin top indicator. It's not over yet as parabola signals fail. What? I don't give a shit about that. We're just watching it. We just make the execution. All right, so take profit. Take profit up here at like 0. Just do like quick wicks down. I'll be able to catch it.
Is it me or does the
But
price action here seem similar to what happened last time at 110? That seems it's human stuff, right? Like
last
seems
time
like
at
there's
110?
some similarity with that diamond stuff we had that last time at 110, but it was 10% size, while here it's like half the size. It's 5% size. So I guess I can say we are attacking the same resistance, less volatility this time around. Like Bitcoin should already be down at 100k. Why isn't it there? Or maybe we're just keeping that for tomorrow so more people go along, but that's not what's happening. People are shorts, and we have 2 hours left to try and get negative fundamentals again. It's at 0.02% right now, so 5 times less than the typical 0.1% you would see in a open interest increase, high long on Bybit it's pretty even. Like we still don't have
To actually say I'm liquidated at 107 is fucking crazy. Maybe I got stuck on the wrong side. This is my first time then, really. I'm gonna ride it all the way down. Because I want to go past this.
Taking profit, closing their longs, and enough people opening new shorts that we end up pretty balanced at a high, well, at the same high as last time, without, I don't think we've seen the huge FOMO on leverage. Like people aren't, I guess these traders are really good. They're selling resistance. They're both closing their longs and opening shorts, which is enough to offset the bulls who are just like me, still holding from down there. Which isn't really what you want to see at resistance, right? You want to see open interest increase, you want to see people hopping on in longs, breaking the level and all, and Some people went long earlier when we were
54
about to
billion?
go into price discovery, but they got stopped out and they quickly reduced their position.
54 billion.
Seems like because in the end on Binance.
So half a trillion. No, that's
yeah,
that's not what this number is.
CBD on spot.
10,000,
Making
100,000,
profit and people actually
5 million.
for the breakout.
It's 545 million. Yeah, so half a billion is moving the mark.
And price stabilizes in the middle of a new range.
Half a billion is moving the market because it's half a billion. It's more than half a billion sitting up here.
Even 106 and 110. Like $4,000 range, which is 4%. Still consolidating up here. Well, with SPY down 1.5%, you would expect Bitcoin to be down 3 times that, so more like down 5% on the daily, yet we are up 1%. So we like inversely correlated today. Stock market pumps, we pump. That's cool. On crypto. Still too early for champagne though. Let's keep champagne for, well, taking that 110K order. Which is where I would be on the lookout for a reversal, right? Because like take out that order, even pump higher, whatever, doesn't really matter. But after that, if you come back exactly like Deep Block drew it on his chart, right? What he doesn't want to see, which is to pump first and then go in the red box because of the sentiment hit. Yet it seems well, it's a scenario to be ready for. And for me, the idea would be to short 110, not like this, but on the way down, not on the way up, but on the way down. After the short squeeze, which for a lot of people happened already. I think they're wrong.
Okay, I'm having some thoughts. Pre-bullish, post-bullish, pre-bullish. What if we see another post-bullish? It's already looking pre-bullish though. So it does one of these, immediately comes down. it could be. It kind of look at that stair step, dude. Obviously, 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 feet are touching the stairs. So people start assuming, wow, there's going to be a fourth step up there, you know? And where could it be? We just stepped. This could go anywhere. It doesn't really matter. Sentiment is just starting to get bullish though. So you want to be in a long longer than you're in. You want to be in a long and you want to be in a short. For the amount of time that you hold it to, you would rather I'd see that long go below where people are going to fear, which I see great fear here on the test line of this, like kind of like a WAP, like a volume weighted average of the line. I couldn't really tell you what this is, but it's kind of like if you zoom out further enough, it's straight fucking up. So none of this means anything. So always sitting along. I'll lose 10 grand on it, whatever. I'll lose 10 grand on it for a trade right now. But that's probably where it's going to turn then. And so really you should just reverse there. And then you have to make your 10 grand back. So it's like, oh God. So I'd rather just sit in the long until you get fully liquidated. But this is all emotional talk. Just don't overtrade. What just happened? We just went positive. I was not looking at the screen. I was typing. Oh my gosh. That happened quick. I'm not ready for this. We didn't come back down to my lose 10 grand. Well, hey, let's get out of it and let's sit for a while because this is a too hyper of a day. Let's get out of this trade. Let's get out of it here because it's just a little bit too much for me. We're only taking $100. We actually saw $600 there. But yeah, I don't want to be in the trade anymore. 108.342. So we're just going to sit for a second. We're going to find something better than that. It's almost as if like this really stupid line is holding. So what we do is we try to find it, so it kind of like a long wick candle right here or around this part somewhere. Then let's go long on that. Or you can start a short if you see if you see an M. Like just keep it so simple. This looks strong though, and maybe I'll be missing out, but who cares, dude? If you don't have some in self-custody on the side, then you are gonna feel FOMO. You need to just get some in self-custody. Because you aren't off zero until you self-custody some. Then you have some real fuck you money. You have the right to lose that money too. That okay. So the only lines that really matter are the ones below. Lines on the top don't matter. There are no tops. Oh my God, we would have been up like $500 right now, I think. No, maybe like 200 or 300. Well, we took 100. I'm over trading. You know what we need to do is do the actual real trade. So let's reset our account, but let's put it at... Hold on, how do we even do this? Let's put it at $100. We only have $100. Let's go, baby. Reset. All right, we have $100 to play with. I'm going to look for a short, probably. So we're going to be looking for shorts here. Okay, some people are going to be looking for shorts, but please set out of this. I am going to pull a short. This could have been, so this could have been a false move, which means I want to short at 110 then. We only have 100 days, so we have to $100, so we really have to get this right. I can't really do margin. Yeah, let's do, we have to set a new buy, so we're going to do a new sell, but my margin is $1. How is that possible? Okay, let's edit this. Wait, with $100, I can have margin of 1100. What? That seems silly. All right, well, seems kind of weird. All right, here we come. Let's try to break this account. I'm trying to see what's going to play out. It's quiet, and I think people draw X's like this, and you just can't. I think this is like, I just think this is what people are doing. And people want to like, the demand is high. People want to front run the Vegas conference. People want to front run the Golden Dome. People want to front run the spending that's coming. Oh man, imagine if I stayed in that long. I don't even know if I could calculate. But we're on a brand new account. We have $100. Because that really. Oh man. The banana's there to hold the banana to make the banana. Zone. Okay, we're gonna short. Hold on. 10 minutes left. Just relax. I'm forcing this. I'm forcing this. How the fuck do I have that much margin? With $100, it doesn't seem like it's actually real. This looks so freaking healthy, dude. This looks like, it looks like it's like, okay, buy it up and then sell it down, and then buy it up and then sell it down, but on an upward trend. It looks like it's on an upward trend. Like, it's like, what the heck, man? Just around the world, the news gets out. And it gets out fast, dude. The realization, though, is slow. Alright, gotta take a bathroom break, get some more water. We may be short on the way back, but I think it's unlikely. A couple minutes. Curate your friends. Curate all of it. Down. We should have shorted, man. I should have stuck to my gut. It didn't feel right. I wasn't gone too long. I didn't even get water. Oh, wait, I did get water? I don't think I drank my water. Remember to get up, move around, and drink your water. We're in no trade right now. We're in no trade right now, but we are... Hold on.
Is Drew here?
Drew. But we're up.
Drew.
Orders margin. No, we're not in any trade yet with our $100 challenge.
Yo, yo.
Where'd you set your stop loss for Doge? Or did you set any?
Stop loss. What's that?
Okay, I like that.
But nah, I mean, I'd say a safe bet. Looking at Bitcoin, I'm thinking if Bitcoin stays above 101, especially 104, my buys are like every time Bitcoin was hitting like around 105,200. So if Bitcoin gets below 105, you know, you might get a good scalp on Doge, but it's risky, you know. So I'm probably just gonna hold as long as Bitcoin stays in the 100K area. Even if it dips a little bit below, I might hold and buy a little bit more because I got a little bit of dry powder now.
I really don't like that
But
these guys
yeah,
trade
if I
Doge.
was, you know, someone else, in my opinion, a safe stop loss, looking at this, let's say 4-hour chart, would be if we leave this bull flag, and that would be just a little bit under 21, like 0.215, somewhere under like 0.215, because there's a gap under us there.
Okay. I just made my last buy at 22.7 earlier. That was my last of the dry powder.
Let's go.
The last of your dry powder.
Yeah, I mean, it's still holding. It hasn't broken structure, you know, so when you zoom out, you know, it has a nice ceiling compared to a lot of the other cryptos. And like when you zoom out on Bitcoin, it's like, all right, price is scuffle. We'll probably go. Maybe you go up to 120, maybe 130. Who knows? Maybe even more, maybe less. But all the other cryptos, like especially Doge, you know, they got nice headroom right now.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that 30 target D-Block was talking about. For my first little profit taking, not too much. Waiting for that dollar.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing. Patience, you know, is a virtue. I think we're going to get up there. We're not that far. You know, 29 cents, 30 cents area is very attainable within the next even week or two, you know.
I was looking at some of the Twitters, and they were talking about today the ETF should have been either approved or it should have been reviewed by now, but I haven't heard any news about it.
Well, no, so the SEC accepted the Doge ETF
15-minute time frame is
application.
over.
That's like the one from 21 shares for NASDAQ.
15-minute
So the SEC accepted the
time
application. They
frame
haven't
is
approved it
over
yet.
traded.
I think they have a total of almost a year to approve it, but I bet you the approval is going to come pretty soon. I don't know. But they did a few days ago. They did say they accept the application, so that's a good step, you know. Because sometimes they don't even accept applications. Like you'll send it, and they're like, they won't recognize it. So when they recognize it and accepted it, that's the initial formality to say, okay, it's in motion right now. So it is in motion. So that's good.
Okay.
I'll be right back. I got to deal with some flooding issue.
All right, but
I just had a phone call. My bad. All right, man.
We only do this so we can be on the same page as every degen trader. Wow, it's gonna slow crawl up, isn't it? Like a freaking lizard. Alright, we need to zoom out. It might just start going up real fast. So we need to go to We need to get rid of some fucking lines, dude. Does this matter? I mean, I think it's a distraction. This is only from Tuesday. Are you allowed to do this? When we're seeing stair steps? So maybe like, we should try to calculate what the best move would be. Let's get rid of some distractions. This line, though, is helpful. It has kind of lived around this line, but it's really been pulled away from the line. And I'm gonna not even call these, let's call them candles, but yeah, it was pulled away. This was like a really big jump. Oh. Ah. 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 Oh. And then it's held that line for a long time. This is the first time it's pulling off the line. Oh no, I don't know. Yeah, dude. No. 95. Boom, dude. So that's not what happened here. What happened here was, and where are we? Like we're talking, there's price movement on Sunday night and until like open and close. What was this? This was the new day. So that new day crashed. So yeah, so it was like all last week was like, yeah, and then I think it must have, no, it opened up down here and it closed up here. And it closed and made a weekly high, which was like, I think bears really just trying to get rid of their money. Like, take my freaking money, take it, and that was the win. That's what won everything. This needs to be circled. This needs to be pointed at or something. I think we should hold on, I'm confused. Oh, it's right here. This is like huge right here. It's got to start. I don't like the way it looks. We should just box that or something. But that was like, that's it now. That put us like in thoughts of that. But that's ridiculous, so it shouldn't be there. But that's it, I mean. But also like the amount of fear here, it was drawn down to there. Yeah. You know what's better here is a box. Just to box up this amount of fear and shit. Like that was just, it created a memory. It created a moment in time. It created a like, what was that? You know, like how did it happen? And so just the amount of volatility. And how much was a price move up? Was it really that much? Was it 1%? Oh wow, yeah, it was like 2.5%. And so what that does too is it lets people look at the chart and say Bitcoin can move 2.5% in 4 hours, and people won't lose faith or whatever. So that might also just make people feel pretty wild about what this is essentially. So I think that's the most important thing that's happened so far. This is just happening this morning. I was asleep, and it matters what happens first. Hmm. People bought the fear here and was like, "Why don't you buy the fear?" Well, you can put. Maybe it should be like that. Could be like that. Wait a second. Well, that's the most recent. You can't do that. I think it's like this, man. But then you go to the weight. You go to the body. And you will have wicks out. And then you just keep drawing lines up. And it moves back and forth. But you want to trade, you want to get lucky and end up trading during one of these green candles, because then everything tends to be overbought, or people say. But look, now to say that and to have said that here would have meant you had to do that and then you got out, dude. And now it's come down and you have to do that and you got out. Do that and you get out. It trades wiser than any chart ever. The 4-hour trader is attentive to the screen. This started here. Closed out at the top, started here, closed out at the top, started here, closed out at the top, started here, closed out at the bottom. Made a move up to 107, closed out at 105.5. How did we get up here then? Open at 105, closed at 105. So they said, well, we're going to take it from you. We'll take it from you. Okay, well, we'll take it back. We'll take it back. What was that? Crazy. All right. Well, let's get our short ready to go. Are you starting to lose confidence in wanting to short now as it starts kind of trailing up? Obviously, there's a trend line here, but it's so I would think that it's gonna draw an M, and it's already kind of like doesn't look very good. I mean, that looks good, but it could have drawn like a straight M, kind of like this one did up. Like that's what that was doing, but then it said no, but slow and steady. So the M is like a little kid drew it. Or is it the start of a W? So when you do that, you try to be on the selling side of things here or short it here, and then go down for this range for a buy and ride it until it goes to the moon. And this might be like a break here would probably bring a lot of people in, and then the 5 minutes gonna make it look like it doesn't even look like an M. Looks like a W. Let's long it. Long it here. I don't believe this. Well, the W failed. The W is failing. So it's an M on the. So it's like this. No, it's a W, dude. It could still be like this. Do a different color now. Oh, but I want to draw this. Because this line doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter what it does. And I think I'm having a hard time knowing what to trade right now, so I might even just take this off and just wait for a second. Get my trading fix. All right, I'm gonna walk away again. Oh my god, what is the? It's more now, so the wall's gotten bigger since I last checked it. I just think bad guys win today. You already got what you wanted, okay? You already got what you wanted, Bulls. I don't want to come down that low. I don't even want to really be in a short.
We're just moving sideways till Asian opens up.
This is not real, right? I gotta take another break. I want a short here. I want to see them cry. See, my stairs not going up.
Big buys coming in. Big buys coming in.
My stairs not going up. They're being suspected of what buying?
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Being sued.
I want to see this pop. Let's go. Bitcoin dominance dropping. Bitcoin dominance dropping as well.
Doge is pumping, baby.
ETH moving. ETH moving.
Move it, pump it, pump it.
Okay, the boys are howling. Maybe I don't see what they see, but I want a
Let's
short.
go, baby. Let's go.
Doge pumping. ADA pumping. TRX pumping. XRP is pumping. Come on, ETH. Let's go.
To the ground. Hold on. First, well, to the ground on the moon. Yes. Yeah, the ground on the moon.
Time to cook that bear meat. Time to cook that bear meat. We're getting hungry out here.
Yeah, we got a barbecue. Big buys, big buys. Welcome back, welcome back. Not bad at all.
Holding that 50 like a champ. What's going on, y'all?
What up, D-Buck?
Chilling. Just got back in. Had to run a couple errands.
Yeah, man, it's looking good.
Catch up on it a little bit. Got an Aki little bull flag here. Super awkward though.
Oh, so he's buying at all-time highs. So this is Michael Saylor buying.
With a lazy retest.
So the market
Hey,
stops
let's try it.
buying,
Yeah,
and
that shit is ugly. It bothers
but
me.
the short interest didn't look higher.
I'd rather focus on the let's focus on the higher low fractal that we got here.
It's it kind of goes blind for a minute.
Hey D, have you checked and seen to find out if anybody else's Discord channel is the volume is still screwed up?
No, not really. But everything on my side is straight. Everything is where it's supposed to. I hear people fine now. Is it still low for you or?
Yeah, cause one of my screens I used to turn it up to like 20, 25 for it to be at the level it is now. It's on 100 now. It's been on 100 for about a week now.
It's weird.
Just to have normal volume.
Let me see. Let me check to see if my volume's all the way up on Discord. Hold on.
It's been been like this ever since the other day when you said there was something going on.
Voice and video.
Yeah, and I don't think you hear. There's another gentleman talking, so you're probably not hearing him as well.
I don't know. I've got the audio capture all the way up to 100 on Streamlabs.
Hey, Marcin, say something real quick.
Hello, hello.
Hey,
Yo, yo.
Sean XRP, can you hear Marcin?
He's kind of low, but I can hear him.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I can hear him fine.
he's low for me too,
Yeah,
but I
he's
can
low.
hear him.
He's the only one low.
Okay, so is my I'm think so because
Yeah, Marcin, try to pick up your mic a little bit, or maybe put it closer to yourself.
is come on, I can't put it closer.
Swallow it.
Not really, brother.
I think you can increase the microphone volume from the Discord settings. Just go to Discord settings voice, and there you will find.
I'm going to try, but my
Right,
friends.
right, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the channel in general.
But my friends complain because I'm playing like Battlefield, a couple of games. I play with them, and they complain as well. So my mic is a little bit low.
Get off the grid. Get off the grid.
I'm going to try, but
Put it in.
Man, all those liquidations piled up already?
Mm-hmm. The Bears, bro, if they don't stop. Listen, Bears, we need to have a little talk.
I'm listening.
We all want the retrace. Y'all are not making this shit easy. Y'all are doing this. Not the Bulls doing this. It's y'all doing this. Y'all keep feeding them. So chill
don't
out
tell him,
on the
D-Block.
100x
Don't tell him.
shorts. Relax. Let the shit drop. Let's get some lower highs. Because this shit is crazy.
Can you hear me now better? Or hello?
Or keep getting swept. I guess that's also an option.
I think they like it.
They're starting to like it, right?
They like the
Like,
feeling.
thank you. Can I have another?
That revenge trading.
Yeah, hardcore.
I mean, you got to give it to them, man. They got passion.
Yeah. And eventually they'll catch the top, and then they'll tell you how they caught the short from the top, but they won't tell you the 30 times they swung at it.
can you hear anything what I said before?
Nah, your mic is still really low. I heard what you just said right now, but I didn't hear what you said before. Everywhere on Discord that allows me to put the volume up right now, Sean, is at 100, so it might sort of speak to what you're saying, because I've never had to bump it up that much. There's got to be something with Discord.
Right. Remember,
To
it
me, it's
happened.
okay.
It started about 5-6 days.
I gotta be
ago.
honest with
I
you.
remember when it
This
started.
guy D Block,
That first day I came in here, I had to back everybody
he's
up.
been so accurate.
Yeah, it was bad, but now it's alright for me.
Tomorrow I'm going to buy new mic.
It might not be you, Marcin. It might not be you. If you're not
He's
having
zoomed
problems
in. He's using
to game and everybody can hear you fine,
the
then
freaking 1 minute chart right now. And he's zoomed way into it like this. And he sees this W.
And at a volume, it comes through YouTube, no problem.
Yeah.
And so then he draws one of these.
Yeah, I can barely hear him.
Yeah, his volume is low.
It's all good, brother. It'll work itself out. The other day it was somebody else.
What on, D
Watching the Bears get greedy.
Chilling like a willing. Is Drew here? My hero? Has anybody seen Drew?
D-Block is the hero.
Nah, Drew's a hero, bro.
D-Block is a legend.
Oh, okay.
Nah, Drew's here.
Drew is out. Drew is out feeding his Doge.
Doge. Poppy up.
Drew's gutters are messed up, and he's dealing with a flooding situation. So I think he's
Oh, is that
preoccupied
what?
with that.
Yeah. Last I was here, I heard somebody's gutters flooding over. That's all right. Drew's the thirsty boy.
Let's go, baby. Break. Yeah, you might have to find another nickname for Drew. I'm not gonna like that one. I mean, you could risk calling him a thirsty boy if you want, but
Well, no.
that's not gonna hit the way you think it's gonna hit.
Maybe thirsty Doge.
I got back into Doge. Like good old days.
Nice, right? It's like full
I
circle.
hate when the conversation. Go ahead.
Nah, you're good. That's it.
I hate when the conversation get good because then I always miss my entry.
I miss entry today. So big. I was back from college. I'm back like 4 o'clock in the morning. I go sleep. I see the end. I see how low was for today. But the pump wideness today was wow, nice one.
Y'all know me. I go quiet when it's entry time. I'll let you know when I'm entering, but if you pay really close attention, I go super quiet when it's time to focus.
D-Block, that membership. Oh,
Should have jumped in
I'm
as soon
from
as we
UK.
crossed the 21 MA.
From UK. If you pay,
Brother, we can't hear you. I'm trying to respect you and let you speak because I can hear that you're trying to talk, but we can't hear what you're saying.
Okay.
I just don't want you to keep getting cut off and then feel like it's personal or something.
No worries.
All right, cool.
I could hear him.
Generally speaking, once BTC breaks its highs, Doge likes to run, right?
Everything will. Once we break all-time highs, like successfully break, meaning we hold, the alts are gonna go nuts. Yeah, that's usually traditionally the trigger for taking on higher risk.
I've seen Bitcoin go parabolic and Doge does nothing. I've seen Doge friggin' rip and Bitcoin isn't doing anything.
Yeah, but you've never seen Bitcoin break above all-time highs without Doge reacting. You go back through all the bull markets. As soon as you break all-time highs, it's gone. No, I don't mean just break it. I mean like once you break it and it's broken, right? Like once you break it and it's time to go. Not at like the top of the market.
Can you hear me now better? Or is the same?
But during that second peak to 69K, Doge did absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Well, we already took that was after Saturday Night Live though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we knew what the exit was for SNL. There's an argument to be made that 64K was the top of the bear market, of the bull market, and that double top was an anomaly. If you look at RSI, 64 was the top.
Yeah. So the answer is easy. You can just look at Doge BTC and it will tell you when Doge reacts. And look at the 3 green candles it did on the monthly and check what Bitcoin did when Doge did that. Yeah, typically Bitcoin is also on the way up. It's not like It's not like Doge is gonna pump 2x while Bitcoin is going down. I mean, it can happen, but that's very low likelihood, right? Hey,
Well, last
Deepak,
on
go ahead.
on October 19th, Bitcoin started ripping. So did Doge, and it went from 14 to what?
That
40s.
had more to do with the fact that my birthday is on the 24th, though. To be real with you.
True.
My bad. Anybody that's not here, just my birthday is like a national holiday for crypto. And October 24th is a green signal, unless you're at the top of the market. It will be a red signal for me this time.
Even better, look at Doge BTC and overlay Bitcoin on top of Doge BTC. You might find something interesting to share. Yeah? It's like Doge just goes quickly up and then slowly down. Quickly up, slowly down. Quickly up, slowly down. That's what it does. So we're waiting for the quickly up part, while we're inside the slowly down. We're waiting for the quickly up.
Terragato BTC is just now slightly going volume divergent. It's been fine for this whole pump. These three no, actually not even. These three candles are going down. It's fine. But there isn't enough volume to support that move.
That'll come if we break 110.
Yeah.
T-Block.
Yes, sir.
It's just what if scenarios. If Bitcoin starts ripping, where do you see the top for Doge in this next leg up?
My next target's
we gonna break the
31.
dollar?
My next, you mean at the end of the bull market? Yeah, I think Doge has a chance to get.
The bull market.
You're not getting
like
to
the
$1
next leg
before the
up.
end. You're not getting to $1 on the next leg up now. You'll get to $1 maybe, maybe big M, capital M maybe, at the top of the bull market.
Okay.
That's, Doge to $1 is probably the biggest psychological. Now that we've broken 100K for Bitcoin, Doge to $1 is probably the biggest psychological price point in crypto right now. Right? It's like the one that everybody knows. Doge to $1.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's kind of very
It is.
popular.
It is why I will be taking my profits in the 90s. I promise you. I am not waiting to $1. I'll celebrate that Doge to $1 with everybody else, but I'm not waiting for it to hit $1 to take profits. The amount of standing sell orders. Yeah, I got some Doge. The amount of standing sell orders at $1 are gonna be ridiculous when we get up there.
Okay.
How about now? Is better or is still quiet?
But
It's still very quiet.
for this move up, I'm looking at 31 cents. Just on the next expanse, right? Next time Bitcoin goes. And then we'll have to worry about all-time highs. Do I what?
Do you believe in the 4-year cycles where many people think that the top is gonna be around October, November?
I live and breathe the 4-year cycle, bro.
Okay. Okay.
Men lie, women lie. The 4-year cycle does not.
I have some sell orders on Doge at $1 that have been in there for 4 years.
I'm telling you, it's not even. Yeah, there's gonna be new ones, but I bet you there's plenty of old ones.
Your question sounded like a sell signal to me. Damn.
What? Oh, do I believe in the 4-year cycle? I mean, he's new.
Yeah,
though.
that question sounded like a sell signal to me. Damn.
Yeah, I didn't mean to sound like surprised by your question, but anybody who's been here for a while knows that. But yeah, that's my base. That's my.
You gotta live in September.
Look at
I'm
us.
just joking here.
Yeah, I don't know enough about Bitcoin, but I heard that ETFs apparently were the ones that could have destroyed that 4-year cycle. But again, that I don't know. I'm just wondering.
Yeah, that didn't play out too good for them. We're still right on track.
Okay.
Listen, if COVID didn't break it, if the world shutting down didn't break it, nothing can. If China trying to ban it left and right couldn't break it, if the U.S. choke point 2.0 couldn't break it, if Putin trying to destroy crypto behind the scenes couldn't break it, nothing can.
Great point, man.
Or at least if it can, if it breaks that, it's going to break everything else along with it. You know, if we
Really?
get quantum computers and they can crack SHA-256, well, guess what gets cracked before that? Your bank account. All the money you have, everything you have in any other sort of less cryptographically secure account gets hacked way before. There's way more money sitting in the banks than there is in crypto wallets. If they get that power, they're going to the banks. The first sign that crypto's in danger is that your bank account has been drained. Which is a plus for Bitcoin, because I think I'd rather hold Bitcoin in that scenario, right?
So you said Putin, that Russia was trying to break crypto?
Putin low-key tried to ban Bitcoin for a long time. It's kind of like a known, unknown thing. And the confirmation for it was when he came out and said, you know, finally when their Operation Choke Point was over, or their version of it.
Actually,
Interesting.
He came out and said, who can stop Bitcoin? Nobody. And the reason he said that is because if I can't do it with the power that I have, with the iron hand that I have in this country, if I cannot put a stop to this, it's unstoppable.
I remember him saying that.
Yeah.
If I can't break Bitcoin, yeah. I just didn't know the backstory behind it.
Yeah. I feel like I gotta take a shower and wipe some of this Michael Saylor off of me. Went into my Bitcoin maxi bag for a second there.
Well, I was gonna say the cycle's not really something you even have to believe in. It's a real thing. It doesn't require belief.
Yeah, exactly. And the reason that it exists is because our global liquidity cycle runs on a 4-year cycle. And as long as the United States is the world reserve currency and things remain the way they are, then that 4-year cycle will continue. And it's based off of our presidents and our readjustment of interest rates and, you know, our whole inter-country sort of monetary cycle that we have.
When you say global liquidity, you mean the M2?
Yeah. Just all the world's money flows. It has a natural flow, right? It has a natural 4-year cycle.
See, I never even heard about M2 until I started watching your channel. So what it is, it's really banks printing more money?
It's all the money that comes out of every central bank in the world.
And all it is they just print it in existence and then they invest it, right?
Yeah, and then they suck it back and then they let it out again and then they, you know what I mean? So there's like a natural there's a natural tide to it.
So that's the really drive behind the whole economy, right?
Yep, that's what drives the stock market. That's what drives,
And they do it in a 4-year cycle.
Because our presidents come in every 4 years, so it's fell into that. And that's the genius of Satoshi. To go back into my Bitcoin maxi bag, the code is great, right? Code is amazing. Solving double spend, solving the Byzantine generals dilemma.
What the fuck?
All great. All problems that we had for hundreds of years that got solved by Bitcoin, great. The genius of it was putting the halving right before elections. Putting the halving right in the depth of sort of the global liquidity cycle, where we can look back in history and see that after the president gets elected, Bitcoin's never gone down below that price. Right? So just the timing of everything was genius. Because that halving could have been anywhere. Right? That 4-year halving could have started anywhere. He could have said, I'm going to make it on my birthday. You know, and it could have been completely out of sync with the global liquidity cycle, and it wouldn't run the way it runs right now.
We made all-time highs today. Isn't that crazy? Remember what happened about a month and a half ago?
The crazy part is that we made all-time high and we.
Is better now or?
It's a little better, yeah, a little bit. You know, remember when we hit 100K and I said we have to start looking at Bitcoin different now? Like, you know, up to 100K, we celebrated every 1,000, you know, 97, 98, 99. Now we're at 100K. It seems like there was a shift in people's minds where like 110K is the big thing now, right? 110. Like it's like 10 Bitcoin or $10,000 increments now. Like 101 doesn't hit the same. 102, 103, whatever. 100. Oh, we're at 108. Once we get to 110, and then 120, and then 130.
I'm looking at Google Trends, and Bitcoin as the search is like it's like pretty much like at all-time lows still.
Yep. Yep. Same
It's
for
crazy.
crypto. If you look at the crypto, it's even worse.
Well, another way to put it is when Bitcoin was at 20K, 1% was $200, right? So if it pumped $200, it would be 1% higher. And if it dumped $200, it would be 1% lower. Now that $200 is $1,000.
Yeah.
But it's the same percentage move. It's not harder to move 1% when you're at 1 million than it is when you're at 1,000. It's the same thing.
The liquidity that matters. How many liquidity providers are stacked up there? That's the only thing that matters. Really.
Well, there's less, right? Otherwise, price wouldn't have pumped this much. So.
The more orders that are in the book, that's what slows down price. You know. And they could speed up price too, but if you think about it, that's really all that really slows it down. Because if somebody's just doing market buys, there's nothing that will stop the price except for the sell orders that are in the book.
Let's all have a moment of silence for all of those today that jumped in at 109. Let's have a moment of silence. Because let me tell you something. I watched that tank just tank, man, after it pumped to 110 while I was at work today. I was like, bro, God, that's gotta break your heart.
Yeah, I had good profit.
It pulled back 3% in a 50% increase. No, we're not too far from 50% increase. I guess that can be heartbreaking, but Bitcoin is up 47% since it broke hearts down there. Because it broke my heart by going to 74. And yeah, it's up 50%, people. You can get 3% red candles. The remarkable thing in this up move is the absence of a harsh straight rejection up here. And the way we are attacking the level. Like, we're pumping with people selling into it. Not like last time. Last time people were buying like hell at the highs.
Yeah, I mean, I do have to.
Flow. We still don't have that.
I gotta admit, the retrace picking back up to 109, the way it's looking, I'm actually pretty impressed with that because the tank was brutal, man. Watching that happen today, I was like, ow, damn.
We kind of have three tanks, you know, because I was able to take advantage of all
To
three.
give
I
up
was
in the
like, all right,
volatility.
you know, let's rock it. And the Bulls held their line even though we tanked. The Bulls still held the line they needed to hold, so I think it's still chilling.
I mean, to sit there and stop at about 106, I mean, you can't really complain too bad. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
I agree, Drew. It's not too horrible of a tank, but it looked vicious on the 5-minute, man. I was like,
Oh yeah.
wow.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but you know, reaching all-time highs, you're expecting a bit of a downward reaction. Like even bulls are expecting a downward reaction. I would have expected something bigger, to be honest. But maybe it's to come Thursday and Friday. We have 2 more days before the end of the week. We'll see what happens. But all-time highs, it's the last resistance left. If this doesn't reject it, we're going into price discovery. Like it's the last. I mean, it's the line to hold. You can get wicks and all, but if you start closing dailies and weeklies above 110, well, yeah, it will go up by definition, right?
It scares away the tourist. It scares away the lazy. It scares away the people that are already conventionally rich.
What kind of catalyst are we waiting for Bitcoin? Could it be the rate cuts coming up, or that won't really do much?
That's bearish. For me, it's a bearish thing. You'll have a pretty bearish reaction for the 3 months following a rate cut.
I think Switzerland. I think it was Switzerland today. They're also going to start doing the Swiss National Bank. They're going to do rate cuts coming up. So I don't think America is too far from it.
Powell is gonna cut rates with Dixie below 100 and Nasdaq 3% from all-time highs. I mean, I don't see why he'd do that.
Why cut rates? Why does it matter? It just doesn't matter.
It's
Maybe
funny
he'll
how
do a
we all
small cut.
pushing for,
He could do
big,
a.
Go ahead, Zeus.
He could do a quarter point cut just to say what, just to do what he said he was gonna do, which is 2 cuts in 2025. But you know, if he fails to reverse the stock market downward and do his soft landing and his cuts and all, you ever
He
seen
said
Powell
2
cut
cuts.
in Price Discovery?
Zeus,
How
what are
do
you
you-
talking about?
The rate cuts. To me, it doesn't make sense to cut rates while things are pumping. It's a
He's not
tool
gonna
to.
cut rates.
It's a tool to buy the dip, not really to make it pump higher.
So,
I'm
Zeus,
probably wrong.
so is 110 today's 110? Is that all-time high of Bitcoin ever?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
on
we
spot,
did.
yes.
It is.
Yeah, we
On
made
spot,
on
yes.
Binance BTC USDT pair. We made a high of only $300.